What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the first live show in about probably 10 days or so, even more. I don't know. But it's going to be an eventful show because we have a lot of things to talk about. Very good news, very exciting news, I think. Like a lot of positives. But one massive negative that kind of, I don't know. I don't know. We'll talk about. Kind of messed up the entire evening yesterday. At the end, when you just sat back a couple of hours after the result and you actually realize what's gonna hit you today, and it did hit us. But we're gonna talk about that. Obviously, we're gonna start talking about that, and then we'll go to all the positives we saw yesterday. But Norbert, Malik, how are you guys doing post? I don't know. I'm gonna call it heart attack game.
Wow, for me, this was the craziest game since the Atletico turnaround. It was insane, and my kids were sleeping, so I was like screaming into my hand, into my pillow. But like, oh my god, that was insane game. So I feel really good. But also Bremer, yeah, I feel bad for him.
Yeah, I watched the game in a lecture theater. Not because I had a lecture, because I wanted the big screen thingy, so I just watched it there with some of my friends. And yeah, when Conceição scored and when Vlahovic scored the equalizer, I was just running around up and down the stairs, and it was a crazy game, but yeah, it had me happy. But then depresso espresso hit later on with Bremer.
Yeah, same.
Mm.
Like my voice was gone. I at the day I did my reaction, then I was like, I need to stop now because I will not have a voice tomorrow. It's such a confusing date. I can see I misspelled October, which is weird because I thought I changed it, but I didn't. Here we are. So Bremer is out. He's out. Worst possible scenario. I think like me personally, when I saw that happening, like there was a little bit of hope where I was like, maybe it's 2 months, maybe it's a costly situation, but deep down inside, I knew, yeah, it's done. We lost him. He's out for the entire season, and it's the one player we could not miss. Basically, in my opinion, we can miss a midfielder. We can make it work. I think we can even miss Vlahovic, and we can still make it work without Milik. In my opinion, some sort of way. We cannot miss Bremer, and that's not saying that we will we will be shit now. Like I'm not saying that. However, for me, he's the best player in the squad. He's one of the best defenders in the world. You cannot replace him. Like for like, it's impossible. Not with a free agent, not in the squad. But he's out, and like Spiros is saying, it's hard, but it is what it is. Like we cannot, or like I'm looking at it, and we cannot sit back being like, it's done. I don't think Motta. I don't like the way the team played yesterday. They cannot be like, okay, what now? They just need to move forward. And like you said before we went live, Norbert, we all had things to say about the lineup. Locatelli bench, McKennie playing, Rui starting, and we had doubts. Right now, I'm in a situation where I'm like, okay, Motta, you kind of proved it to me. You have credit in the bank. Prove it to me again. And it's not easy, by the way. It's not like if he fails, if he cannot make it work without Bremer to this extent, I cannot really blame him. However, I'm sitting here and I'm willing to give him time to figure it out and find a solution. The solution might be, I'm just naming things now, Cabal, out of nowhere, since Napoli, coming into the team playing well. Savona, center back. Gold Miners slotting in like he did at Azad. Right now, it's Kalulu and Gatti. But as we know, injuries will happen. So I'm just sitting here being like, okay, it's extremely sad and it's painful because I thought he was gonna have a monster season. Actually, it was on pace to have a monster
Yeah.
season. It sets us back. If anyone believed in something big this season, and I was starting to believe, it 100% set that back. However, I cannot sit here and be like, okay, just give up. It is what it is. We need to keep going. Um, but yeah, Norbert, what do you make of it? It's let's say it's 6 months, let's say 7 months, let's say it's back in September next season. So it's done right now. How do you assess the entire situation for the team for our season?
Yeah, it's kind of scary because Gatti is a different play style, and Bremer was the defender who was pocketing big strikers like Lukaku, and he was the man marker. But it is what it is, and as you said, we have CBs, we have center backs. The quality is another question, but how Motta made Calafiori what Calafiori is today, then I believe he can do that with potentially Cabal, because that's the rumor that he sees him more as a center back than as a left back, and it's not by chance that Rui
Yep.
started that game and not Cabal. So yeah, it's scary because really we needed one more center back. Like we said, like a ball playing, ball progressing, but just someone quality. And now we will see. And I don't believe he will because there was also like someone said that Douglas Luiz
I was
might
Mirko Di
play as a
Natale
center back
because he
again.
said
Yeah,
Motta said it, but somebody needs to correct me. I don't think Motta said that. I thought he was talking about play central role in front of the defense. Like that's what I can remember. I don't think he said center back. It made no sense. Actually, going off yesterday's game, it's actually scary. That was actually
yeah.
a thought because he was unable to actually clear the most easiest ball there was. So
So Locatelli, I can see Locatelli, to be honest. It would be fun, but
do you think he's physical
other than
enough?
that, I think so. And he's blocking a lot of. He knows where to move when it's defending. So yeah, I think Locatelli is big and strong. But let's hope it will happen. But if Gotti down, we are in a serious problem. But the same up front as well. Vlahovic. What if Vlahovic goes down? Then what? Yildiz plays as a 9 because Nico Gonzalez is injured as well. So we have some. We can have some scary situations. One more injury, comes.
The thing is, this is what we've been saying, like in the summer when we failed to sign Calafiori. Like we were saying this in the lives, like if Bremer has one injury, we're screwed.
This is the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, but with the game, with the way we defended and the game went yesterday, like Kalulu and Gatti did give me confidence, but at the same time, the quality as a center back, Bremer is here. The rest of our squad is like here. So it's a shame. It's very unique, very physical player, and he was on fire this season. It's such a pity that he's out for the season now. But yeah, we I think we have okay-ish depth and versatility. We definitely have versatility at center back, but I still feel like we need to sign someone on loan in January. Skriniar.
I agree with Jack. Like that's what I said. I made a video for tomorrow, so I do not want to spoil it. But it's basically do not panic right now because the worst thing you can do is bring in an Alcaraz where it's like, what is this? It like let's give Motta the time to figure it out, and if not, then okay, try to do something in January. But be smart of it. Like if you do something now, you kind of sign somebody you maybe do not need, if that makes sense. Rather than in January, you had time to assess and say, okay, we tried different things, and maybe somebody else slots in better as a center back. You're like, you know what, we need a left back on loan in January or something, like something completely different. I don't know, but right now, when like the Sergio Ramos thing, that was just tap in news, if that makes sense. I think journalists just opened transfer market, opened the list of free agents, and were like, that's how it felt. Like it made no sense. Bremer goes down. There's no way that the doctors call Giuntoli and they're like, yeah, he's out, and Giuntoli's like, okay, I'm gonna call Sergio Ramos. Like that, it doesn't work like that, and that for me will be panic, in my opinion. But we need to remain calm. But my next question, which is not an easy one, let's say you were confident on a scale of 1 to 10. Now Bremer is out, confident that we will be able to win something. Not being the Coppa Italia, let's say the Scudetto. If any of you guys believe we were able to win the Scudetto, let me know what the scale was, 1 of 10. How much has it dropped now Bremer went down? And everybody in the chat, let me know as well. Because for me, like I said, if let's say Fagioli goes down or Locatelli or Koopmeiners goes down, I'm like, yeah, I'll knock off a 1 a 1. Let's say if I was on a 7 for us winning the title, I was like, it's a 6 right now. If I was on a 7 for Bremer, right now for me, it's a 4. I think it's that significant, especially in the biggest of games, because we will see if Motta has we will not see if Motta has a solution against Cagliari and those teams. We will know if he has found a solution if we faced Aston Villa, Inter, Milan, Atalanta, those teams, and if those games go well, then my confidence can be bumped up again, But right now, I can't, because the way Bremer is, the way, like, the impact, like Malik said, it's here, and nothing against Gatti and Kalulu right now, but it, like, defensively, it's still a drop off, So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think it will impact us if we were able to compete for the title?
So for me, it was starting from 4 because we were not. If we would say 5 or 6, that means that 50-60% in my head. That's what it means. That and I think we are lower than 50 to even before the season. It was like 4-3. Like there was not a expectation for us to win. So for me, it was 4 before this, and it went down 10%. So it's a 3. But to be honest, I'm not afraid of any team in the Serie A, not at all. What happens. I think the main issue is the Champions League, where you can really feel the quality. If the quality is missing, you can feel it more. So, yeah. So I would say from a 4 to a 3.
Yeah, and adding to what Norbert said, I think against Serie A teams this season especially, where most teams are gonna sit back against us, not the other way around like it was last season. But yeah, it's gonna show when we play, the Man Cities, the Aston Villas, and all these attacking teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like before the season started, I was still thinking we were missing something. So I'd say it was like maybe a 5 out of 10 chance. But now with Bremer out, I think it's a 4 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay.
So close to mine.
Yeah.
I'm more confident even with Bremer out than I was at the start of the season. And that sounds ridiculous, maybe. But even with Bremer out, I'm still at a higher percentage than I was at the start of the season, if that makes sense. Like Mustafa saying,
Yeah.
I'm not an 8 or a 7, but he said, I trust the system more than the individuals. And let's move on to the positive right now, because we talked about Bremer, and we will probably talk about Bremer again when things are not going well, and we need to talk about that. But right now, let's focus on the positive. And like Mustafa is saying with the team, yesterday, and I don't think Leipzig played the best of games. Like, I was kind of surprised with the approach. I thought they respected us a lot, and maybe we just forced that upon them. Maybe, I don't know. But when we talk about individuals and as a team and a system, I thought yesterday was kind of the best way to picture it, because you go 1-0 down, okay, you get back 1-1, and then it goes all south, from a red card to a pen to 2-1 in the space of, what was it, like 5 minutes because of the VAR. Other than that, it was like 1 minute basically. But to have the mindset of not giving up, even if you go 2-2, and that's what Motta got asked. He said the players were confident in what they were doing, so we just pushed on. Like, we just did what we had to do. We pressed them high. I was watching it on a Belgian network, and the commentator was actually shocked. He couldn't believe it. He said, like, he basically said, you don't see this, 2-2, and they're still pressing, winning the ball back high, linking up, keeping the ball, just do their own thing and go for it, because I thought if we sat back in that day, we would have lost that in that game. We would have lost it. And Leipzig had the chances, but I was like, if we sat back for the remainder 30 minutes, those chances will be tripled, basically. They will just put one of them away. But they didn't. That's fine. You need some luck, obviously, when you're down to 10 men. That's all part of it. But the way we played, the approach, the mindset, like McKennie, that run, like the extra effort to actually win that game. Like the second goal from Vlahovic, he wins that ball basically back. Just the mindset kind of gives me more confidence that we can cope with missing Bremer than purely individual, because right now, as a team, we look refreshed. Like even that Conceição goal, like the way Motta celebrated, it feels like they are just ready to do whatever right now. They're
Yeah.
ready to, even with 10 men, to just press and run and run and keep going for it. And when was the last time we saw that? When was the last time? When was the last time any of you guys in the chat, and you as well, look forward to a game? Even if it's Cagliari at 12:30, which is ridiculous, but I'm looking forward to that game. If that was last season, I was like, damn, I
Yeah.
need to watch that game, you know? And that's how the players play it. Right now, the players play like they want to play for this club. We haven't seen that, and that's where I'm at, you know? But what do you think just about that mindset, Norbert? Because yesterday it was refreshing.
Yeah, it was like I saw it felt natural that okay, we just we keep having the ball and we keep attacking, like not like the coach yelling at them to go back and don't you don't you dare crossing the half line or something
Yeah.
like a certain coach in the past. But yeah, it was natural. They felt they were better than Leipzig, and that's what they did. They had the ball more. Actually, the second half, because of the last 20 minutes or so, Leipzig had it more. But before that, we completely controlled the ball. And yeah, it's just that scream or that hugging at the end of the game when what the goal when Motta was screaming. Oh my God, it felt so good, man. Like it. Yeah, it's a team. It's really a team. You can see that, and whoever plays tries his best, except Luiz. But yeah,
He's your next target now, huh?
yeah. I always need a target, man. But
Yeah.
I was like, why McKennie starting? That's why. Like he showed, and what I said before the show in the green room that. I cannot ask questions like Motta, why did you start this? Why did you start that? Because it's working. So
Yep.
it's everything is just natural. Like we have the ball more, and even with 10 men, we have the ball more, and we're attacking. And yeah,
Honestly, like these are the things that are making me happy, because like this going into this season, I always said that the main priority should be, you know, building an identity and starting from scratch, and then late if we can compete, then great. But you get what I mean. Just like build up this season, and honestly, it's exceeded my expectations. Like you could see a clear identity in the way we play. And honestly, yesterday after we got red carded and the horrible, well, not necessarily horrible, but very unfortunate decisions that happened to us, I was thinking, yeah, we're losing this. And when they converted the penalty, I was like, yep, down the drain. I did not expect to win that. When Vlahovic equalized, I was thinking to myself, okay, I'll take a draw now under these circumstances. But the fact we went on to win it and we genuinely went for it, just I love to see it.
and those
And I
goals,
really
oh my God.
Yeah, and I really trust Motta, like genuinely. If he starts Giacomo from the pub, I'm not gonna question it at this point.
You know what it
Giacomo
is?
from the club.
We like the difference, like you said, where we went. It wasn't like the Conceição one was just we booted it up front and he just beat his man. Like it wasn't like that. Like we actually tried, and it's not easy with 10 men, obviously, but we tried to play our game. You know, play it around, play it to Fagioli. You know, and not just boot it long. Hopefully, Vlahovic can make it stick, and we will see what happens. You know, we didn't do that, so that was more impressive. Even if we, like somebody said, even if we didn't win, like if we lost that game the way it went, I would be like, yeah, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. But we tried. The attitude was what was important, because obviously, if you go down to 10 men and you play that style again, the chances that you're gonna win that game again basically are not like the chances are lower of winning it, like instead of like extremely high than losing it, excuse me, than winning it. Like if you play that type of game 10 times again, most likely than not the outcome is going to be different, you know. And that's okay, because you're down 10 men, down a goal. That's a ridiculous situation, you know. No team should be coming back from that, if that makes sense. Like no team should be, like if we were on the other hand, we will be absolutely fuming that basically. So the attitude is what it was impressive to me, and the players, the way they actually embrace that. You know, like Kalulu, that goal from Conceição, the way McKennie wins that ball back, but Kalulu just drives completely off the pitch, knowing that we're down to 10 and I'm actually center back. He could have easily just played it backwards and just recycled possession, basically. We didn't do that, and that's okay. Like that's impressive. And Hanin is saying, do you think we should have parked the bus after the third goal? I'm gonna say no, because I think we would have conceded 100%. I don't think these players could have made the switch from that to, or just let's sit back now. I don't think that was the way the game was flowing and the way it was going. I was like, just stick with it right now. It's working for you guys. Stick with it, because the chances we gave away, a lot of them were crosses. Like, a lot of them were crosses, and that's something you're obviously gonna have some issues with without Bremer, in my opinion. But a lot of them were crosses. Besides that one or two pullbacks, I think it was. But even if you sit back, I think we would just concede it, because the way we were set up with the players on the field, it wasn't really ideal, in my opinion, to sit back. That's how I like sitting back with Douglas Luiz, Vlahovic, Conceição. I wasn't confident, to be honest, you know. So I was perfectly fine with that. But yeah, let's move on. Let's move on to individuals, because we talked about the team and the mindset. Let's talk about some individual players. First off, Kalulu, because Malik, you spoke about it, you know, before we went live. The way we were all talking about Kalulu, and me included, not me obviously, 100%. I was probably top of that. I didn't trust his injury record and the downfall he had in performances after that 1 Milan season. And when you were linked with Calafiori and you end up with that, I think everybody had his good right to say this is not good enough, you know. However, the way he has been playing is insane. Like, it's actually insane. I think nobody would have imagined that. Not even Kalulu, not even his family would have imagined this, because the level he's playing at is just top notch. Like you cannot, right now, I don't want to jinx it, you cannot find a mistake. Like, he's clean in possession, he reads the game well, he makes the tackles when he needs to make them. Like, it's just clean every single time. And I want to say I was wrong, but I don't want to jinx it. I want to see more. Like, how many games has he been playing now? 4, 5? If at the end of the season he's still putting these performances in, then I will come on and when I will say 100% happily, I'm wrong. For 14 millions, I'm happy I was wrong. But Norbert, what do you think? Because I made a video in the week saying, oh, you should be playing center back, and obviously Motta did that. Right now, he's probably gonna play center back. But what do you think of his performances? Did you expect anything close to this?
No, I didn't. Like, how he's playing is insane. Yesterday, minimum 2 goals he saved, but I think it was 3. One only showed on the replay.
Don't worry, it flew in, but there was another one, I remember.
That dude is good. Like, he can progress the ball like no other center defenders what we have can. And I didn't expect this. And for 17 plus 3 million, it's a good deal. If we decide to sign him, we will see. But that dude is, for me, so far, Dusan was the MVP of the season, then Bremer, and then Kalulu. And wow, what a signing! I was sad when we not sad, but I was like skeptical when we signed him. But he's totally playing out of his boots and insane what he's doing.
Yeah, because I remember in the summer it was all like, oh, we're gonna get Calafiori, and we were all excited about it. But I mean, like, we basically took it for granted since last January, I think, that we were gonna get Calafiori. And then that disappointment to Debo and being like, okay, to Debo is still decent, you know? And then from there to because Kalulu in essence was our third option, but wow, he is proving us wrong, and I'm glad he is. Honestly, very versatile, very very quick, good defender, good with the ball at his feet. Just what we need. I just hope he stays fit because his injury record is still at the back of my mind. But if he keeps this up, fair play. Love it.
But that was only last year, right, when he was injured all season, and it was weird. He injured his knee a little bit, like for a month or so, like 40 days, and then I think because of that injury, he did something wrong with the rehabilitation, and his muscle, then he got like several muscle injuries.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is-
If you don't do your rehab right, you're
Yeah.
susceptible to muscle injury.
yeah, so it was really unlucky for him. So I can only hope it was just because of that knee injury. That's why all the muscle
Yeah.
injuries happened. So
Because he's a monster, honestly. Oh, what a player! What a player!
Yeah.
Because I remember
He's even better.
There's one season at Milan where he was like actually really good. So.
Yeah. He's even better now.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
better.
like the way he's playing now. Wow.
Yeah.
He was very good in that Milan season, and the drop off was that big that I was like, oof, is this what
Yeah.
we're getting? And right now, I think Norbert, you're right. He's playing even better right now. It's a small sample size, but
yeah, and he's even saying that I'm one of the top defenders in the world. Like he's really believing in himself, and I kind of like it.
I rate it.
Yeah, and let's just look at where Todibo is and how is he playing.
Oh, yeah, 5 points from 6 games. West Ham.
actually, I've not seen a West Ham game, so I cannot say if Todibo has been.
I don't think he's playing much actually.
Yeah, he's not.
Oh, okay. I have no clue. Talking about Kalulu, someone said his Instagram post. It took him about 2 months, but I think he's convinced about playing for us right now. Going off that latest post, I think we finally convinced him that this is it. And I'm actually confused right now why he was so doubtful, basically. And I was like, why? Because actually, to be honest, and we didn't know probably because behind the scene, but the way Motta threw you in, I mean, he probably told you you're gonna play. So I'm a bit confused why he was so hesitant on accepting it. Maybe he didn't want to leave Milan. I don't know. It was good for him. I don't get it. But I think we convinced him. I think I think we finally did it. It's October, but we managed to convince Kalulu.
And he's been our player for like 2 months, and we convinced him.
He's actually accepted that he's playing for us right now, and he enjoys it, which is good. I'm happy for him because he actually looks like a good guy as well. So
yeah, I remember when he first arrived to J Medical, everyone on Twitter was like, "Where's the smile? He's miserable to be here." And now you can see it. He looks happy and stuff, which is good.
It's good. It's really good. And also now Bremer is out. I'm happy that we have somebody alongside Gatti who is calm. Because even when Gatti came on yesterday and he was hitting Openda, I was like, dude, chill. Like, you just been on the field for 5 minutes. Just relax. Like, there's no need to do certain things. That remains an issue with me for Gatti. Like, he tries to wind up opponents very soon in the game, but on such an obvious level where I'm like, just chill. Like, if you want to do that, do it like Kylian. Just hit a player hard when you go into tackle. But do not leave your hands hanging. Like, those type of things. It's not needed, in my opinion, but it's good that we have Kalulu alongside him right now to actually calm things or try to calm things down right now. Someone says talk about Giuntoli. I'm not sure what I need to talk about right now. Surely the top sponsor now paying top dollar for Juve jerseys. At this pace, I don't think we will have a sponsor this season. And that's kind of bad news because we need the money. So not sure.
It's
what
minus 40, 50 mil.
It's okay. We're gonna reach the Champions League final and get the money then.
I'm not sure. Actually, there's not even a shitty rumor suggesting that we already have a sponsor. Like, not even the worst sources. So
that was Air Italia or something like that.
Air Italia was around for a while. I remember Etihad.
Oh, but now again, I saw it like yesterday again.
Oh, again,
like 2 days ago. Yeah,
if that's gonna be the sponsor, then keep on looking. In my opinion, it's not worth
yeah.
it. It's not worth it. Or make it until the end of the season. I don't know, but that's not good enough. That's
Saudi Airlines. I need to make a call.
Okay, let's move on.
I wish.
Let's move on to another individual or another player, obviously. And it was Fagioli yesterday because when people talk about Vlahovic, man of the match, and Kalulu, well, he was up there. He was 100% clean. He didn't misplace a single ball. I think one, probably, but I think they include him kicking the ball out. Probably, I think
They
that's
did, yeah, they did.
yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's included. Probably but one
Wow.
pass, and that's the only one that comes to mind in my opinion. He was ridiculous, and I think rightfully so. I'm still not 100% convinced because like I've seen him at his extreme, but I've also seen him too much down. You know, a bit like Locatelli, where it's up and down, up and down. I'm like, I need some consistency. But if he plays like yesterday, because I tweeted it out before the game, said if that midfield holds up against Leipzig, then wow, amazing, I said. And actually, he didn't hold up. He just dominated. Like he dominated, and I was especially that second half with 10 men. I was just shocked. Like I was actually shocked because I was not expecting that on that day. In that second half, I was like, can get sticky, and he looked extremely composed. You know, like I said, didn't misplace the ball, always smart. Like just at times, and I don't want to actually like I'm gonna say it, but you know how Pirlo just did a quick turn where it's like he's gonna turn. I'm gonna see he's gonna turn, and the opponent still cannot catch him. It's so obvious what he's gonna do, but it's too slick. In the second half, I was like, it kind of reminds me, just quick turn, and he's just away, and he plays that ball, and he's gone. That was, like he said, probably his best game in a Juve shirt. I think by a country mile.
100%.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
And in
Yeah,
saying Fagioli is what Luiz thinks he is.
I was really doubting Fagioli, but and also like he started the year really meh.
Yeah.
But oh my god, that performance yesterday, and he's playing better than, I mean, not currently. This last game was better than Cope Miners. So
I mean, it's a different role, but
yeah,
I agree. Like yesterday, watching him was art. He was unbelievable yesterday.
yeah, and
He was
yeah,
personally, he was my man of the match yesterday.
Hmm.
Him,
we should
Vlahovic
shoot
and
more.
Kalulu. Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
shoot that often, does he? But
Yeah.
technically, he was super yesterday.
Actually, none of our midfielders take a lot of shots from
Yeah.
outside of the box. Actually, none of them. I
Yeah.
We
cannot
should.
recall. And if it's somebody just hitting it out of the stadium, you know, a bit forced, but naturally, like we have players who can hit a ball. Like Locatelli can do it, Colt Mines can do it, Fagioli can do it. I don't think McKennie can do it from outside of the box. Actually, I'm convinced he cannot do that from outside of the box. But we should be doing that 100% more, you know, especially like when you have players with that technique. However, like you said, like he was brilliant. Like that was his best performance in Juve jersey by a country mile. That was just amazing. And again, before the game, Locatelli benched. I think a lot of us were like, a bit risky. I was that like, risky. But right now, I'm at a stage where I'm like, whatever. Like you said, Malik, like you can hire Giuseppe from the pub, and he can play him center back. And I'm like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Let's see. You know, probably work out. I don't know. So he was good. You know, he was good, and the player alongside, because if I told you August, at the end of the month, basically. Oh no, when the news broke that McKennie was gonna be reintegrated in the team, sign a new deal, and I would tell you, hey, he's gonna play Leipzig away. Actually, that's gonna be his third game as a starter in a row, and he's gonna be fantastic. I think everybody would be like, shut up, just shut up,
Yeah.
me included. But
Yeah.
credit where credit's due. He was in the first half. I was like, come on, you know, just play that ball a bit faster. I know what his limitations were, but like you're kind of holding it up a little bit. Just move it faster. But in that second half, he was just like the work rate is off the charge. But compared to last season, right now, he's actually functional. I don't think he was functional last season when he played in midfield. I thought he was just there to run. At one point, I was like, oh my God. But right now, it looks functional. When we talk about why is Douglas Luiz not playing, Well, this is why. And probably because of that cameo Douglas Luiz had, which was a horror show, in my opinion. Like, he was doing his best to make Evra proud and throw that game away. At one point, I
Oh
was like,
yeah,
I'm just
that crossed my mind.
like, he couldn't even kick the ball away into the stands. Like, even that didn't work. I was like, oh my God, you know. But right now, I think nobody can say, oh my God, why is McKennie playing? Because he's playing because he's trustworthy right now for Motta, and that's why he's playing. Okay.
Yeah. Thank God we have now enough midfielders that Luis can spend a few more months adjusting and whatever he needs.
And if you told me McKennie would be starting games like in October and stuff, I'd be thinking, oh, looks like we have multiple
crazy.
injuries on our midfield. But no, he's earned his right to start.
Yeah,
to a
and maybe
degree.
it's not gonna last. Like, we don't know that, by the way.
It's nice to see, though. It's nice to see.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I
but
said,
it's
Like-
really true. Sorry, it's really true that the best players, like who's in the best form, plays, because Motta really made sure that that's true, and it looks like it's working. It's awesome.
I've said it
Yeah.
many times. I don't
like
like
that also.
McKennie as a player. Technically, I don't. I know what he's good at. But if we win with McKennie, I don't care. I've said it many times. If we win with Milik up top, I don't care. Like, I absolutely do not care. I just want to win. I don't care which players are going to get us to the win. I just want to win. So if McKennie is key to us actually winning, then McKennie is key. If we threw away money for Douglas Luiz, well, that's a Klopp's issue, not mine issue. Like, not a me issue if we win. But you need to make it work, basically, you know? Because like we talked about Douglas Luiz, I don't know what it is. But right now, the only thing I can say right now is, or two things. He's low on confidence. I think that's pretty obvious right now. And two, I think he is just, I think he's scared to make a mistake, and that's why he's making mistakes. That's how I'm looking at it. Because we didn't go on international break, and he still couldn't convince Motta. Like, confidence should be low for him. Like, I think it's kind of normal because he goes from Aston Villa. He had offers as well the season before, and now you're sitting on the bench for McKennie. And that's not to disrespect McKennie, but he's probably looking at it being like, oh, how did I end up here right now in this situation? However, he needs to get on with it, because if he keeps if he sticks with that mindset, it's gonna get worse. It's just gonna get worse. So maybe he needs a confidence goal or an assist, whatever. I don't know. I think he just needs to remain calm. I think it's a bit chaotic. Even when he plays, like, it's like, even yesterday he had a brilliant link up on the sideline. I don't know with who that was. They linked up brilliantly, and then 1 minute later he just gives the ball away for absolutely no good reason at all. And for me, that's just a player who's extremely low on confidence. Will it come good? Probably. I will give it time. However, right now, it's a bit worrying.
It's also crazy because against Genoa, that cameo, he actually played good.
Yeah.
So I don't understand.
But it is what it is,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see the best of him at some point, though. Yeah, it's not gonna like I think he has too much quality to, to be a downer. So
Malik said that penalty. Malik, I didn't say that penalty didn't help. I get it, but at one point you overcame that penalty. Like, it should be giving you a boot. It should be like, oof, I'm not gonna cost my team. We're actually gonna come back from this, basically.
Yeah.
It actually should be giving you an extra boost to actually push yourself a little bit, and be like, okay, let me help this team right now. But like, probably that penalty didn't help. Like, he was on for like, what was it on? 1 minute? He just came on, and then that happens. I understand. If that happened to a player like Fagioli in that moment, I was like, he's just gonna play on, because he's on a high. Like, even if that happens, but it did happen to him, and well, like, he probably didn't need that. Another red card for Bruno. Oh, this is hilarious.
what? I saw they were losing, but like,
Yeah, he got a
red
red
card
card.
for Bruno.
That player.
Second yellow.
Yeah, I saw De Ligt got dunked on
Well,
today.
everybody was getting dunked on, but that Bruno one. If that player played for my team, I probably would have ran on a pitch at one point. I would, because he's the most unlikable player I've probably ever seen in the history of this game. The guy is an idiot. But yeah,
He plays too much hero ball.
he just plays rubbish ball. Actually rubbish ball. But yeah, let's move on. Let's move on to another player we talked about how many times right now, and that's Vlahovic. And with Vlahovic, it's when you have a shower where you just need to, you cannot switch it to degrees. Like you need to play with it, like the old school showers. You just need to play with it like 5 minutes.
Or hotel showers.
Yeah, where you just need to find, is it cold, is it hot? It takes ages. I think that's a lot of people with Vlahovic. When it's good, it's like, oh my god. When it's bad for 2 games, people are like, Milik is better. Like that is with Vlahovic, the thing with Vlahovic. And right now, he has a better start than last season, by the way, like numbers wise.
Yeah.
And still, it's not good enough for some. It's not good enough for some. And I like I said after the Genoa game, if you want a Zirkzee type of player and you want to play that style, I can live with that. You make it work, get that player. But if you want to make it work with Vlahovic, then help him, basically. Because the finishes he had yesterday, like especially that second one, it's not a fluke, because I've seen him do that multiple times.
Yeah.
Like finishing is actually what he's 100%. That's it. Like for me, he's a top level finisher in my opinion.
So I know why he was bad, by the way.
Do I want to hear it?
It's because of the girlfriend.
I know what you're gonna say. I knew you were gonna say
the
that.
girlfriend. Yeah, they broke up, and you're gonna think I'm silly, but that was the reason. It really hit him hard. That was the reason he didn't go with Serbia to the national team.
Really?
Yeah, it hit him so hard, man.
He's joking.
Trust.
Wow, I love her, bro.
I don't know, man. But I'm pretty sure Vanya, right? Vanya, yeah, that wasn't her name. They are not together anymore, so it took time for him, to get over it. But now he's on a roll.
Fair enough. I love these inside jokes you throw in, Norbert. Vlahovic's girlfriend, McKennie in prison. But yeah, honestly, the last 2 games, every goal was a beautiful finish. Even the penalty, very well placed. The second goal against Genoa, a great finish. The first one, people are really overlooking it. That's a really difficult finish.
Yeah,
it's hard.
People are raving about the second one,
Yeah.
but the first one I thought was very technical.
It was.
The ball was dropping down. He was bouncing, and then to do it.
I expected him to scuff it or sky it or something. When I saw it going, I was like,
It's actually a bit sad that the international break is coming up, because you need to ride this wave. You needed to ride this wave. But with Vlahovic, like I've said it many times, if you want to play, if you want to talk about his build-up play, then fine. I will never debate that. I don't think it's fantastic. But if we're gonna talk about his finishing, and I actually need to debate people in the comments saying that Milik is better, I feel physically sick. I do. Like actually, and you can come out and say, "Oh, you're not right because it's your opinion." It's not an opinion. If you think Milik is better than Vlahovic, then wow. Like, just wow. And that's not to knock down Milik, but we were in a situation where he had 2 bad games. And just technically bad games. Against Napoli, I think everybody, against Napoli, there were no chances. No matter who you had up there, it was just not going to happen on the day. Like, not for Napoli, not for us. But I agree, technically, poor game. But finishing, people were so desperate that they convinced themselves that hopefully Milik is back, then he can bench Vlahovic. There's no way. And Motta rotates players, there's absolutely no way that Motta wakes up and he's like, thank God Milik is back, I'm gonna bench Vlahovic. Like, there's absolutely no chance. I'm sorry. Like, there's no chance. And you can say you don't have the proof for it. The proof is Vlahovic is a better player than Milik. Milik was not the answer for a game or so, but long term, absolutely no chance. Actually, he's out, Milik, and that's a player that you should rip up his contract in January and just take the hit and get on with it. You know, just move on. Whatever, it's pointless. You know, to have that player in the squad. And like, nothing against him because he's a good guy, but you cannot rely on a player like Milik. It's like no chance. So I'm just happy for Vlahovic. You know, I'm happy for Vlahovic, and I'm also happy that he realized that he made a mistake against Genoa with the celebration. Just like, I'm not a fan of that. I've said it many times. You know, I'm not a fan of that. If somebody attacks you personally and you shut him up, I'm like, cool, you can do that. When Dybala did that, when he scored, I was like, nah, just don't. You know, I don't like these things. Just do not do that. When Vlahovic did that, I was not a fan of it. I don't like these things. So it's good that he realized that he made a mistake, you know. And now it's just enjoy it, basically. You know, because I think he will score again against Cagliari. Probably two.
Oh, he's a brace machine this season.
Three braces.
Yeah, 3 braces. He's gonna have braces for his teeth.
Yeah. And the contract situation is the same, Hanin. I know that. But if he scores 2 goals or 20 goals, it's like, the contract situation, I agree. It's just going to remain the same, but hopefully he scores 20 goals in the meantime, I guess.
It's gonna be a sticky situation in the summer, though. That's for sure.
I think for the club, it's no issue, because if he plays well and he doesn't want to lower his wage, and the club is like, okay, then we're going to sell you and we're going to get the big bag, basically. Yeah. You know, I think they will find a solution, because I really believe he wants to be here. So I think they will find a solution, in my opinion. That's how I'm looking at it. But like I said, it's very early to talk about that. Yeah. Somebody said Milik. No, I'm lying. Vlahovic scored a brace. Aren't they playing like a North Ireland side? No, a Welsh team.
Moyes.
King? Yeah. Who are they playing? Is that an Irish team?
Like a Northern Irish team? Fiorentina, they're playing a Welsh team.
A Welsh team. Okay, so they're playing absolutely nobody.
Okay, I can't score it.
But happy for Moise Kean.
Yeah, good. It's good his finding form. You know, I always liked the guy, but you know.
Yeah, he was never nasty with the fans, or you know.
Yeah. And when he first broke through, I was really excited about him.
Yeah.
It's a shame how things turn out, but I'm glad he's doing well at Fiorentina.
Yeah, I mean, we cannot revisit this. We should have moved on. And actually, we should have moved on Milik. We didn't have the time and so on, so I get it. But both should have been moved on, because both was not going to work. Yeah. So I have no issues with that.
Yeah, we couldn't move Milik because he got injured, basically. So.
Yeah, and still injured. Crazy, but actually another injury we actually did not manage, and people smash the like button. Is Nico Gonzalez, because he's out for about a month. The good news is there's a 2-week international break, so that kind of cuts that in half already. But we cannot really be surprised, because he has a track record of injuries. So we cannot really be shocked, but that's just a muscle injury, basically, like just out of the blue. And right now you have Conceição, which reminds me something I want to discuss or talk about, because we haven't talked about it for a while. Is Yildiz, because I don't think he had a good game yesterday.
No.
What changed? Because for me personally, compared to the first games, he's just really glued to the left-hand side. Because in the first couple of games, he actually cut inside, and Bremer. Koopmeiners went to the left. And even when Koopmeiners wasn't there, he was just so much involved with everything. Right now, I feel like they're not allowing him to do as much. And in my opinion, it's kind of hindering himself. So is anyone worried about his performances, basically?
No, because we're playing better. We're playing better like this, you know. But so I don't care if better? I really don't care. I care about the team. I don't care about Yildiz. it just didn't work how they set up Koopmeiners on the left and Yildiz on the left, and then Cambiasso in the middle, and he's on the left. And now, what I said, I think I said it, that it needs to be more streamlined, more simple, and it looks more simple to me, and it works. I think, yeah, this Leipzig game and the Genoa game, he played bad, and but we overall played better. So maybe it needs some tinkering from Motta, so he at least can play better as well. But as long as we play better, I don't really care, to be honest. But yeah, we will see.
Yeah, one thing's for sure, he's not a touchline winger. I always saw him better
Yeah.
like down the middle as a false nine or even like a 10 to some degree. But yeah, ever since Cup Miners, starting, Yildiz has been shoved onto the left. But I just feel like yesterday we weren't very left-hand biased. We were attacking mostly through the right side in the final third. I think, that can play a role. But he's still young. I think he can adapt to that position, and he's very technically sound, and he'll have his moments. So we'll see. I think he'll be fine.
But also, I would start him now against Cagliari as a striker, and Vlahovic needs a rest.
I think Vlahovic should continue on this momentum because Vlahovic is like Morata in the sense that he's a confident striker. So yeah. So just get a goal or two before the international break would do him wonders.
Well, he played all the games, and I'm worried if he gets injured, we're done.
I will play Vlahovic, but I agree, like confidence. But with Yildiz, I agree. If the team wins, it's all good. But individually, like you said, like he's not like the traditional winger. And if Gonzalez plays, same. And it doesn't really like. Motta needs to find a solution for Yildiz. Like he needs to, because technically he's probably one of our most talented players. And to get absolutely nothing out of him in the last 2 games, let's be honest about it, like nothing. Even if we win, it cannot be a positive. Like I cannot look at that and be like, oh, we won, so whatever. I need more. Like I need something, because I know what he can do, and if it's not working, it's frustrating for him, for everybody. And I don't think he's a player who will be like moaning and soaking. Like I don't think he's that type of player that he will just moan about it. But if it goes on for a couple of games, it will become a thing in the media, and then you know how things will work. Oh, the number 10 and this and though. I don't think it's a number 10. I think this is the way we played lately. We made a decision to do it differently, and we made a decision to actually stick him on the left. And Nina's saying he needs a fullback to keep with while he plays more central. Cambiasso doesn't do that. It was just, in the first couple of games, he was behind the strikers. He was collecting the ball basically from our defenders to exaggerate it. Like he was just much more involved. And right now, he's just not. He's just stick to the left. And like Malik said, he's not that type of player who's just gonna beat. Like he's not like Conceição. He's more like a Gonzalez. Like it's a bit from standstill. It's different. Like it's completely different. And right now, it's not really working for him. It's just not. So let's see how that will go. Let me see what people are saying. I think I read them all. Someone said, rest him so he can revive himself. Should start Mbangula for the next fixture. Let's see. I think he will start him again against Cagliari, to be honest. But let's see.
I'd like to see Mbangula again.
Yeah.
And Cabal. It's been a while.
Cabal, I actually forgot we had him. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I actually forgot we had him. So, but we'll probably see him more right now in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, people, we're gonna wrap this one up. So if you didn't like the video already, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will be back live hopefully tomorrow, but I'm not 100% sure. If not, then it's gonna be Monday again for a post-day live show, and then it's a international break, which is absolutely horrible again, but it is what it is. For Gonzalez, good news. For some players, not so good news. But Malik, Norbert, thanks for joining to talk about that roller coaster evening we had yesterday. Hopefully, we will have more of these games, minus the injuries, obviously. Just
and the craziness. I'm straightforward wins, please.
just Genoa type of win. Just
Yeah, Genoa type of wins.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. After last
Nice.
season, I actually do not mind that. A couple of them, like I'm okay with that. Like Roma a couple of seasons ago with
Oh yeah, that
Decidio.
was fun. Yeah, that was fun.
We probably need some of those games more often than not. In terms of like, if you have a couple of those games throughout the season, it's fun. It's fun, especially like compared to last season where like the wins we had were absolutely boring wins. Like, they were boring. So it feels different. It feels good. But yeah, people, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you guys very, very soon. Ciao.